This is a very quiet day, 785 off the grid. I've been talking extensively in my text blogs about Denethor's wee light. Well, here it is in operation on its first night. I'll film it in a bit more detail in the morning so you can see it, but here it is being used. Denethor's down here in his cot just after a night feed, but you can't see him because it's a night light and it's not bright enough for the camera. But there it is. Well, here's little Denethor-Seth in his cot. He's just a little bit wakey now, aren't you? I think we might have to get you up shortly. But let's see if we can get this video done before you get too upset. Oh, he's poking his tongue out. So anyway, here's the lamp. Someone else has turned it on this morning, interestingly enough. You can see it in the daylight now a bit more about what I've done with it here. So here's the bracket. Here's a little chain. So what we've got inside there as a bulb is simply a 3-watt festoon bulb that's just sort of hardwired in. If I want to change the bulb, I've in fact got to disassemble the luminaire and change the bulb, but that's not too difficult for me. I've made that easy because here we go. I've made that easy because what I've done is I've arranged this little header plug here. It's actually a header pins going into a header socket which I've tailed onto this cable here, and I can just unplug it right here and then unhook the lamp and just take it away and work on it if I ever need to. But we're pretty happy with the brightness of this. It's just right, you know, it's not too dim, not too bright. It's actually really good. The other issue was switching the lamp on and off. I didn't really want to start chunking away at this wall and putting switches and all sorts of crazy stuff in there, so I thought I want to have it sort of integrated into the bracket, and I had a few ideas, but in the end I settled on using one of these cables, these lamp cables, which has got the inline switch, and as you can see I've just cable tied it on here, and yeah, alright, we'll get you up in a minute, yeah, it's just cable tied on there, and we've got our switch there, see, line on, you know, there we go, simple as that. At the moment this wire is actually just running down to the below his cot here, and there's just a small SLA battery, well, a small AGM battery in fact, underneath running it at the moment, which is kind of a throwback to how when we first brought off the grid power into the house, when I first started with solar, the way we did it was that lamp up there, which is our low level bedroom light, which gets heaps of use. I just had a car battery in this wardrobe connected to that lamp, and you know, every week or so I would swap it out for a different one or recharge it or something, and that's how we first had off-grid power in the house. And so this is kind of a throwback. This is just connected to a battery, but in the next few days when I got time, I'm going to punch a small hole through this wall. I might even mount a rose there and do the wiring inside the wardrobe back to the main power source, the 12 volt DC power source. So yeah, 12 volts DC, incandescent. It's a nice light, nice glow in it, and as you can see it casts the shadows of the little bits and pieces in the lamp quite nicely. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I've spent quite a lot of time on and off working on this. I mean, these things, you think, oh, we'll just put up a lamp, it's really simple, but there's a lot to it, you know, getting everything right, getting the right bracket, getting the aesthetics kind of how you want it, coming up with solutions like the switch which we're going to have, how we're going to do that, you know, all that kind of thing. It can get a bit, you know, involved. The only thing at the moment is that these are just fixed into the wall here with these screws, and this is actually plasterboard, what we call jibboard here in New Zealand, so it's not exactly, this wouldn't hold much weight, but of course this lamp's not very heavy, but I'm going to get some proper plasterboard fixings, maybe today, we'll see, but I could leave it like this indefinitely. This is solid enough, you know, for its purpose, as long as someone doesn't rip on it too much when they use the switch, but as you can see it's pretty solid. There we go. So, there's the lamp, and there's Bubs. I'd say actually the 1st of March today, so how old does that make you? 24 days old now. Ooh, getting on, aren't you?